Hello everyone, this is Madhav. So this is the internship or team project that I have done, and it is a kind of internship that I have done with HCL Tech, my company. And my name is Madhav Kataria, and the subject is DA377. Internship one is the project, and the title of the project is Employee Details and Attendance Tracker. So let us jump in towards the project. So this is one of my website where I have documented each and everything and blurred some of the things so that the confidential information of the company should not be visible to everyone. So we will be having all the idea through this, and I'll be showing you the real projects, and there I'll be also blurring some of the things. So the main requirement of the attendance tracker was from our client end, because the attendance policy of our company and client company was quite different, and we need to allocate some of the leaves and track the attendance records and check the resource management through one of the application. So we require to create such model. Earlier the things used to store onto the Excel sheets, and it was so messy, and we were not retrieving that data to manage the resources and do several other productive things. So this is the Excel sheet that we used to have earlier. So each and every day is there as a type of column. And at the end, if the date is not 31, only 30 or 27, 28, whatever. So there we used to have some problem in developing the Excel sheet, and we were having the different sheets for each and every month. And at the bottom, like here, we are calculating total days, working days, or weekends or week offs and everything. At the bottom, we used to calculate the absenteeism and presenteeism percentage of each and every employee. So there were some kind of calculation mistakes. Plus, some of the people, like these attendance should be filled by the management only for their employees for the real tracking of the attendance. Otherwise, the employee used to enter the attendance in the iTime, whatever the company time portal, but it is for internal records so that management can check it. So for the same, we have digitized this whole thing so that people may not enter their attendance at the same time for each and every employee just by copy and pasting each and everything. And it can be manipulative because we are not having any metadata or row level accesses, so a manager can fill other person's attendance as well. So it was too risky for the management, and we were not able to retrieve any kind of useful output from it. We were just documenting it. So the overview earlier was managed by Excel sheets, which used cause manual efforts. Yeah. So what we were thinking, like we were thinking of a solution which can help document and do all the things that I told earlier, but we also require something that may not require the IT approvals or accesses from the IT team. So we chose Microsoft Power Platform to develop all these things. And we switched the database from Excel sheets to SharePoint list, which are best suited for Power Apps and may like work very closely to each other and have several options from the Microsoft environment only. So we developed a kind of application, and this is how the application looks. Let me go to the gallery part of it. So once a manager log into this application, it will take their email ID from the intra ID, and it will show their employees only onto this page. And if anything is empty, like the attendance is not filled, it show in this way as a kind of drop down. And once we select this drop down, it will show us few of the options to fill the attendance, like a present, unplanned leave, planned half day, or unplanned half day, such type of leaves. And we can see the people's image. It is also retrieving from the organizational Microsoft database. And we can just submit the application, and it will check which all records are empty, and it will patch those details into the database. And this is a quite simple model. And above that, we are having some filtration through the management type. Like if a manager is senior manager, so he can check all the other managers reportees at the same time, and he can fill the attendance too. Below there we have correct attendance option so that people can go there and correct the attendance if filled wrong. So this is the page, and once they select here, it will ask for the reason and the correct attendance status, and for the specific date which is selected below, means the earlier page. Then they can submit it, and it will go for a approval to the manager, and then it can, it will initiate an email to the management that has requested for a change in attendance, and it will automatically get approved because the management does not have so much of time to approve it, but at least they get an acknowledgement for the same. And as email is looped, so the mishappening is very less to correct the attendance. So this is one of the thing. Then we also retrieved all this data and created a Power BI dashboard. So what I have done here, collected all the information, having some of the DEX queries so that we can provide the database for present percentage and absenteeism percentage, and today's percentage, this month's what is the present percentage and absenteeism percentage. And for each and every employee, we have a different database. Like for employee specific database, we can select the employee details, and we can check like for how many years, what was his or her attendance, and where he have taken the leave. So it was quite simple. But what was the kind of limitations that we have faced in developing the same? Because there were so much of automations connected to it. So first thing was SharePoint lists. So let me show you how a SharePoint list is. So this is a kind of SharePoint list. I'm not showing the names. So the names should be at the front, and their manager details. And here is how the attendance status is getting filled. And in the agent details, we have different agent details. We can check the phone number, location, role, if the employee is empty, like active or not. If not, then we can mark him inactive if he has left the project or the client team. So this is how it was managed. So it has a limitation of around 5,000 rows. We can see, yeah, I have wrote it like 5,000 rows was the limitation, so that it is a kind of a delegation limit. Well, the total limitation is around 10 million records, but above 5,000 records, it have some of the problems associated with Microsoft Power App, because it was unable to process this much of information, and it starts lagging. So after few of the months, we faced this issue that the application was crashing. So that time we changed the database, and we thought of a new kind of flow that can help us manage these records. So we come across different databases, but those were requiring the approvals. So we went to a very simple kind of technique, which was quite tricky. We used Excel sheets, but we have never shared the link with the end user. And we were using those Excel sheets like once a person submitted a record, like he has submitted few persons attendance, like around 10%, and he has clicked on submit. Then all those attendance, once a record got created, it also submitted that record and patch it to an Excel sheet. And Excel sheet also have the same records. So this is how we are maintaining the data. And at the same time, to make the records limited to the SharePoint list. So let me show you how the flow looks. I think I can show it to you. So yeah, so when an item is created into that SharePoint list, a new row is added to an Excel sheet. Once the new row is added to the Excel sheet, then it retrieves an item from the same SharePoint list, which is the oldest item. So we can see here. So yeah, created ascending order. So it has changed the order to the ascending order, and it picks up the very first or the oldest thing that was created, the oldest item, and it deleted it. So we have a consistent number of items in the front end, which is directly connected to the application, so that the performance will always be quite good. And what we are working upon here is this is the archival process, because I wanted a zero touch automation so that no one has to do nothing with the databases and other stuff, and everything will work like with zero interference from the technical end. But if anything will be required from the management and for the approvals, so they are already aligned. So this is the deleted item. So yeah, we have a consistent number of items in the SharePoint list, but we are regularly adding the rows into the Excel sheet. So once we were started adding the rows to the Excel sheet, then again one limitations come if anyone wants to change any kind of attendance status as we have the form earlier. So we were having a problem that Power Automate, this is specific platform of robotic process automation. It used to have take around 5,000 records at a time. So we wanted two Excel sheets. So I think of this perspective. Let us take two Excel sheets. If we submit a record, it goes to one Excel sheet. And if we change the record, yeah, it can have the items approx 2,500. And if the change needs to be done within 10 or 12 days, we can do the change. If not, then the older records with a specific number of items get transferred to the another Excel sheet, because that can be done, but changing the lookup of that specific unique row is quite difficult. So we have made that flow, and I think that works fine nowadays. So let me check. Initialize, like these are all the other automation associated with it. So Excel 65 records daily. So it is changing the rows, and this is how currently we are handling like more than around 30 or 40K records now. So everything is working fine, and we can store this data like uh, up to years, like a minimum around 10 years if nothing goes wrong with the Microsoft platform. So this was one thing. Secondary thing was SharePoint list have very small or very slow pace of refreshing the data, and we were regularly publishing the reports on the basis of this data, as this data is quite useful if we see that what are we collecting. So for the same, we want a incremental refresh, which was possible in the Excel sheet. That is why we switched to the Excel sheet, and we were quite happy because the refresh time earlier was taking around 40 to 50 minutes when we tested it for around 8,000 records. But later on, once we switched to Excel sheet, so it was taking about 2 minutes or less to just refresh the data with the dashboards. So historical data management, yeah, it was done. Attendance correction requirement, yeah, we have done this. And Power BI refresh performance, it is already done. So what was happening? Let me tell you a few more things. So at Elitero, it was working fine. Then what was the requirement? So onto the teams, there were some specific groups where we used to assign some of the tasks to and let the people know like who is available at that particular shift, because you were having several different shifts. So for the same, we have created this specific flow. So no, it is attendance changed. I'm really sorry. So yeah. So in this kind of, there are several flows with this kind. So it has a specific reoccurrence, like when this can be run, and it can pick up the agent details from the agent details sheet where we were having all the records of the specific person. Then it can filter the details on the basis of uh, few of the filters, like for that specific shift, who is at that specific shift or not. And it can create an array for that specific detail, and it can compose it, and it will match those columns with the attendance sheet, which is quite very active with the environment because it is closely connected to the Microsoft Power App. And once it got everything, then it matches all those people if those are present at that specific day or not. Then it filter out those things, and then it again compose a specific kind of array. And then it once it compose all the things along with some of the you can say these kind of interesting logos. So then it posts the cards into Microsoft Teams via a chatbot or kind of a functional ID. So here you can see it. So I'll gonna blur it, I think. So report Jenny. So it is sending some of the kind of shift availability messages to the end user persons or the stakeholders who need to know that at this shift who is available before starting of the shift. Plus for the same, we require the uh, automated reminders to fill the attendance. So we have created a reminder attendance missing report. So it fetches the report from the Power BI. So it has a few time of delay, like 5 seconds, so that let the report get refreshed. It initialize a variable for the date, and then it exports it. And for this variable, it sends this email, and we have managed the base64 image in this value, so that it get presented very well at the front end of the email. And we have collected this base64, and this is the route to that specific visual onto the Power BI. And this is how attendance not filled is this kind of email, like, hi managers, this is you can see. And attendance summary report after the each day ends next day at 10 a.m. I think. Yeah, at 10 a.m. this reports comes, which shows us like what was the summary of the last day. So if any attendance was not filled, if it is filled, then how many persons were present, who were at week off, who were having the planned leave, and total agents and everything. So it is quite interesting to see. Plus, yeah, this is all. Checking for the same, we also have developed a employee details dashboard. So let me show to you. This is for the employee details. So I have not added the pictures yet. So it is also in developing phase right now. So it is a demo project, like it is not a demo project. This everyone is using it. So this is the application. So for the employee details. So here the employee, we if we are hosting a party, and for the whole department we want some of the information, like in the Noida region how many employees are working, and each and every information for them. So here we can have all the information. If we want to fill any form for them, if we want to have an attachment, signed attachment for some of the policies, so we can manage all these things in employee details. And it is also working as a zero touch thing. So at the starting of every month, they are receiving the email for changing the shift timings of the employees, which I also posted. Attendance missing, let me check. Attendance Excel, attendance change flow, like if an attendance is getting changed, how it will be changed. So it was developed. And shift availability, attendance records, attendance missing report, yeah, I've shown it. So reminder, let us say for, yeah, shift update monthly reminder. So at the starting of each month, and for the first week, for the first Monday, it will share the reminder onto that Microsoft Teams as well as the Outlook for all the management. So here we can see, hmm, this employee details. So let me cancel it. So this is how it looks at the first go. So we can check all the person's name here who lends. And the person who is logging into this application is always a manager, so he will be having his name over here, and he can check his employees. And everything is there, like the client side emails and everything, and conversion date of joining, sub accesses if are there or not, if the agreements are filled or not, functional IDs. And once anyone want to make any changes, he can click on edit details, and then he can click on the here kind of a disclaimer form, so that their responsibility to make the information correct, and they can submit it. And for updating the shift timings, we are having the bulk update option available here, and everything is color coded so that the time would be easier for matching. And they can just change the timing, like it is 10:30 right now. If I change it to 9:30, so at the same time it will patch the same information at the backend. And once I change it to again 10:30, then again it patches the information to the backend. So so that it would be very less thing to do. Once we click on done, it is done. So for the code, yeah, for the patch function, let me show first for attendance, because it was quite messy for the very first time I tried. Very lots of thing here. So these are all the comments. So it is checking if the record drop down one is blank or not. If it is blank, then it will not submit that information. If it is not blank, then, and it is drop down one is visible and it is not blank, so it will not submit the information. And then it patches the information, like agent details, SAP IDs, location, like when the attendance was filled, what was the location of his and who was the manager. So it is not always the same. So we can keep the record. So this is all. And for the Power BI, let me show you few more things. So attendance tracker app, gallery. So we also have the trend part here, like what was the present percentage. And if we zoom out to this graph, we can see a long trend, like when the festival comes, what was the thing, and when it has gone, in what month we were having the maximum strength, and what was the attendance status for them. So it is quite interesting to know, and we can directly pick the leads, like under whose management the persons are not coming to office regularly, and what role they are working upon. So which type of role persons are available in the office more. So each and every information is kind of a very keen information which help management later on. So this is all. So and the reports which we're getting, like this is the main currently dashboard. Attendance missing report, like these are the names. This get transferred to from the email to the managers each and every hour, like from the starting of the shift to the end of the shift. And this is few more details, like daily attendance report. From here it pulls up, and these reports usually get hidden, and few of the reports like agent specific report and agent report are mostly getting required. So this is how, like, I created one of my first project in the organization within around 1.5 month. And it is zero touch. And that is why it is quite interesting. And we have learned a lot more things, how we can play with the data, how we can archive the data. If we are archiving, what are the problems we are facing, and uh, how we can restrict the access to for the different managers, like there will be no manipulation in between. How we can check the metadata and have the reports, like what who has done some of the things or who has not, and when the things have been submitted. So there was very good visibility and transparency in the process, and we can track a lot more things than we used to have earlier. Now we can check the trends and each and everything. So this is all for this project. Thank you so much.